Good evening and welcome to another edition of that Millwall podcast. It's Friday Night Live and tomorrow it's West Brom away. Get on the train early and off you go, hitting the beer. I'm joined by my faithful friend and co-host, co-owner, the one and only Omar. Good evening.
Bonjour, Mickey. How are you, mate? You good?
Yeah, not bad. It's been a long week, but it's all done now. And we're joined by our newest member of the podcast, Frankie. Hello, Frankie.
How do, boys? You all right? How's everyone in the chat?
Yeah, not
How's
bad.
everyone doing?
Oh shit, I forgot to load up your jingle. I'll get that sorted in a bit, don't worry. Anyway, gents, without further ado, I think it's time for this.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of that Millwall podcast. Right then, I suppose really we best start talking about that shit show last weekend. It seems to be quite controversial. It seems to have caused a bit of reaction across social media. Omar, you were umming and ahhing whether or not to go or not. Mm-hmm. Was it a lifesaver not to go?
Still wish I went, to be totally honest. That's just me, though. I can't help it at the best times, to be honest. But yeah, Tuesday night in Cardiff. What more do you want, right? But yeah, 1-0 defeat, and yeah, I mean, we'll go into it, and I'm sure the chat will have plenty to say. So get your comments in, guys, and let us know what you think of the game on Tuesday. We was going back and forth, weren't we, in our group chats at times, and yeah, I think first half, despite it being 1-0 down at half time, I felt somewhat positive still. I kind of saw we had glimmers, we had moments. SA had one clear off the line, and there's no moments in the game where I thought, right, we've got enough in this game to win this game, and then we concede a shit corner, and yeah, I mean it's just a normal set piece off the training ground. To be honest, there's nothing special about it. Near post run, unpicked up. Joe Bryan lost his man, and I know Dan Riggs is in the chat, but it was straight to the keeper. We spoke about on the space that he did the other night as well. I don't know. It was a hard one to really call to say if it's the goalkeeper's fault for that one, but it was quite quick and at him, so to speak. But that second half, in particular for me, inexcusable. Like there was nothing. It was just desperate. That was the words I kind of thought that left my mind after the game on Tuesday. As the half went on, I just got increasingly more angry, and I thought, right, I'm glass half full most of the time. I'll be honest, I am. But that second half was just desperate. Like the changes he made. He kind of lost the structure completely. There was no cohesion to that at all whatsoever. That second half in particular was just woeful. I think the worst I've seen us play for a long time. I'm going further back than the manager we can't mention. Like that second half was terrible, mate. I've not seen anything like it for us in a long time.
No, I agree. I fully agree. Frankie, your thoughts before we get into debating the set piece or not set pieces, but certain points from that game while we're talking about it. So yeah, why is everyone saying? Did I sound weird at the beginning of the show, boys?
No, didn't pick up on it at all.
Why the fuck are people telling me that my balls are fucking shrink and fucking other shit? Do you know what I mean?
Must be imagination. I don't know. I've no idea what the chat's on about at all.
Yeah, you're right, mate.
Robbie Brady's underneath Mickey's table squeezing his balls. What the fuck are you on about? Mickey's been on the balloons. Mickey's on Nos. What?
Yeah,
I sound good. I sound perfectly okay.
Sounded crystal clear to me, mate. Usual annoying stuff.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll carry on. So, yeah. Go on, Frankie. I don't normally let you get a word in, but I'll let you this time.
It was fucking awful, wasn't it? To be honest with you, I thought it was the exact same performance we saw against Huddersfield and Rotherham last year, where he's thinking we could be here all day we wouldn't score a goal. It was completely bereft of ideas, really. I think what's more annoying for me personally is you could see that coming, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was surprised by the result, really. Maybe surprised by quite how bad it was, but the actual result itself is perfectly to form for this Millwall side. And that almost puts me off more because you're thinking that's when you need some of your senior heads to get players up for it and make sure that no one's switching off and just sort of taking it for granted. And that clearly just ain't happening. I don't think we could put too much on the manager for that result because when no one's playing well, what's he really supposed to do? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, it didn't change the players again till the last, till last knockings, really. I mean, what was it? 67, 70, 74, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, but all 11 were poor like me, couldn't they? You could have taken every single one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
even Ivanovic came on as a sub, right? And I don't think he touched the ball to the last minute when he set up Watmore for that chance. The game just lost its complete structure. And I don't know, the changes strike me of Holloway-esque. Like, we literally just threw the attackers on the pitch. Not to criticise Harris for that, because I love Neil Harris and everyone knows that. And, I'll get my stick for it. But that was desperate. We lost all structure. But even before that, prior to that, that second half, just the players came out with no idea. And I think that for me, most of that does sit with the players in that second half, personally.
Yeah,
because the players are on the pitch to do the business. The managers, you know what Neil Harris is like. We all know he would have gave him a rocket at half time, and there's no doubt about it whatsoever. He then changes it and it gets a bit desperate. He puts SA next to the northern midfield, doesn't he? And and then from there onwards, it's worse. There was nothing left on that side. So weird.
But that wasn't SA's fault.
No, I'm not saying that's SA's fault, but I'm saying the players in general, they're on the pitch. They're the ones that can see the game unfolding. It was just lost. It was stringing the pass together. In midfield onwards, there was nothing. It was so bizarre.
Yeah, and there's no way, again, to defend Harris here, there's absolutely no way that he set them out and gone, these lot of shit, take your foot off the gas, put your feet up, see how you get on. There's no way that happened. So people have got to take accountability for the 11 that went out there.
It's the same as always.
100% on them.
Teams we think we're going to beat, we don't. Teams we think we're not going to beat, we do. And it's always the same with Millwall over the years. It's madness. I mean, I don't know why the players weren't up for it. What the fuck was Cooper doing pushing that player over? I do not know. It's just, I understand that they're very, very grabby and it probably pissed him off. But I mean, come on. Do you know what I mean? You're a professional. You've been in the top flight for what, 7 years? You know what you're doing. And, giving stuff away like that, it's a bit thing. So,
I think just pick up the comments. I think from Baz Leader, how can you say not to criticise Harris? I'm not saying not to criticise Harris, but that second half, the players on the pitch, there was nothing there. It just, if there was a game plan, which I'm sure there would have been. I'm getting feedback from you, Becky, by the way. If there was a game plan second half, that just it went out the window. From the 46 minutes onwards, it just disappeared. And I don't know exactly what that was or why that was, but. Yeah, no player walks out with any credit in that second half. First half, I thought SA looked bright. There was a couple of moments where he obviously took the ball and turned. You see his qualities there. But then, that second half, there was just nothing. It was just so bizarre. And then you bring Aziz on, you put SA in the middle. SA doesn't see the ball after that. Then you could probably criticise the tactics in that sense. But whatever happened in that second half was, I mean, like I said, the players. They would have known at halftime what Harris thought of it, and then just afterwards disappeared. And I think there's some comments in there which I've seen online as well in the week about the fitness. Denor's played 90 minutes of every game this season. There's other players in the squad that have been in every single minute of every game, and there's not the squad itself. There's a lot of options at the minute, but there's a lot of injuries too. So there is a high behind there if we want to, but. I don't know. I just think we weren't even doing anything in that second half. We just kind of let Cardiff see the game out. We didn't test them till the last minute with Watmore's chance in that second half. It was ridiculous.
Harris has got to take some share of the blame because ultimately it is his job to fix this when things are going to shit in it, and he didn't. So ultimately that is on him, and I'm sure he knows that. But the fact it was so bad to begin with, and the fact that they come out so cold in the second half. I mean, credit to Cardiff, by the way, because I do think actually in the second half they actually played the game to perfection. They killed the clock when they needed to. They frustrated us. They almost played like an away team, didn't they? They did everything they had to do. As you'd expect from a team that ain't won a game all season. You know, they were hungry for it. Why we weren't is the concern, I guess, because we're not good enough to play anything less than 100% or win games in the league.
Yeah, I think also but the thing is, after that result on Saturday, you'd think confidence was high. This was our chance to, and I think the whole stigma of if you expected Millwall to lose, if you expect Millwall to win on Tuesday, but all that was sort of rubbish to get said, and obviously everyone expected us to lose and all that sort of stuff you say after the game. We're actually not bad against sides we should beat, in recent times, in my opinion. There's not many games where I walk out pulling my hair out like I would have done on Tuesday if I was there. That second half, I was honestly, I think if I was in there made it worse. But we're normally quite when we expect to do well. We've spoken about it the last couple of weeks, myself and you, Frankie. We expected to win on Saturday. We've done the business. I don't know what. Yeah, I suppose
at home I'll give you that. But
even within the last season, Swansea. Okay, there's not much on it. We still went there and done the win and got the win. So
again, mate, end of last season, you're looking at Huddersfield and Rotherham, both away, bottled both. You're looking at Wigan the year before, where we had to get a result. Away at Wigan, we did absolutely fuck all. So we have got this in us, and it seems to be more away from home. It feels like we almost get it in, as Mickey said, teams that we feel like we kind of just.
It's as if it's as if we give people too much respect. That's the problem. We just give, there we go. We just give people way too much respect, and we should be taking it to them. Same as what we do in England. What we do at the Den, we should just absolutely take it to people, but we never do. Away from home, we seem to be a little bit fear. Where if we'd have gone for it, brought the Serb on, stuck Langstaff and the Serb up front and everything else, and then just literally go for it, then it would have been all right. You're still getting feedback.
Yeah, a little bit, mate. Maybe mute yourself when you're not talking on site, just so we can carry on the conversation on site. Yeah, I mean, the chat, I think everyone tends to agree. I think there's no away wins this season. That is true. Why is that, though, then, Frankie? Because, I could argue, I could say to you, we should have won against QPR. We should have got the result. We played well. The performance was there. Tuesday was just, the performance was shocking, right? But why aren't we getting the wins away from home? Because I think to Bristol City, a couple of mistakes, but we still performed well that day. Harris hit behind the lack of players from the bench. I mean, Tuesday night you only had the Zis and the Ivanovic in attacking areas to come on and make a difference. What is it for you that's really not, kind of holding us back in these away games? And I'll put the same to the chat, guys. What is it away from home that we really struggle with at the moment?
I think we lack impetus away from home. We're at home, whether it's, I don't know, a little bit of freedom from players, whether Neil's given more freedom, whether it's having the crowd behind them, sort of encouraging a bit more attacking playing intent. When we're away from home, we just look, in my opinion, a bit passive. Not really going after the ball. I mean, one of the things that really annoyed me on Tuesday was the bit with Leonard and SA sort of having a pop at each other. If you have a pop at each other, that's absolutely fine. I've got no issue with that, really. What fucks me off is that at no point did any of our players really sit there and sting into one of them, and actually sort of set a tempo and go, no, we're going to stick it up here for a little bit. We're going to make it hard and we're going to put you under pressure. We didn't do that. And we haven't done that for a while. That's concerning. But I mean, as I said, I don't think it's anything that Neil set him out to do, because it happened under Edwards, it happened under Manager before that. It used to happen under Harris even before that. So, and who knows? I just think we turn up to some games and just expect 3 points. And if you look at the top sides in any league, when they play against the poor side, they turn up, they win it in the first 10 minutes, and then they shut up shop. We never do that.
Yeah,
and that needs looking at.
One of the comments here, I'll come on to that. One thing I actually wanted to mention myself was, do you think there's something to do with the fact of the atmosphere of the game and getting the players up for it? Do you think that's something there? I know that sounds stupid to say, because the players should have every onus and incentive to do so, but that atmosphere on Tuesday was non-existent. I do wonder at times if that plays a contributing factor, but then it should be on the players themselves to bring the atmosphere to the game if they had to. Or, I know there's only 200 odd fans there, and fair play to everyone that went, but I wonder if that's some sort of element sometimes to it, which sounds ridiculous to even say, but I find that when there's a bit of an atmosphere to a game, we tend to have a bit more on offer. I don't know what you think, Frankie.
No, 100%. It's one of them. We're one of them clubs that always feel more confident going away to Ellen Road than I would Wigan. But so I do think there's a bit of hostile atmosphere, a little bit us against the world sort of thing. We tend to be at our best, but yeah. So potentially, mate, potentially that's part of it. The bit about in the comment below is about our midfield can't do 3 games in a week. Maybe we can Joe Bryan wasn't ruthless enough. I feel like the midfield is probably a good point. I thought our pressing was the worst it's been so far this season, particularly in that second half. So I think that's definitely got something to do with it. And I'm not making excuses here because he weren't the reason we lost the game, but the way they played the referee with every time we did get the ball, they broke up play, and the referee sort of let them go over. It was a very stop-start second half. And again, I'm not saying the ref's the reason we lost that by any stretch. But I think that again that did sort of kill us a little bit in the second half.
No, I agree. I think I brought up that comment there about the midfield because then Andrew Roberts here said, trouble is, until Harris gives the likes of Kelly and Massey a game time to build them up in the Championship, they won't be able to replace Sav and Casper when they need to. We've spoken about Kelly in recent weeks on the show quite a few times, but obviously we signed him. He's at the minute just, sitting on the bench. I don't think he maybe one game. I think maybe the Sheffield Wednesday game, perhaps. Even then, I don't think he did. I think he's not fixed on the bench this season, has he? He played 45 minutes at Leyton Orient at home, and that's all we've seen from him so far. I think I mentioned the Nor's minutes, 90 minutes every game so far, and obviously everyone's saying about the midfield 3. I thought Brian was poor, but he had more of a role to get forward. I thought at times on Tuesday night, and it didn't really work. And that in turn then left Cooper quite isolated, which we've always spoke about as well on here. But I think the midfield 3 in particular, like.
Is that? Oh God.
Mickey's fiddling around with new toys today, guys. I'll put it out there.
That was the laptop telling me that it's going to reset. So yeah.
Okay, right. But my point is with the midfield, why is Kelly not getting a chance? Do you think is it something to do with Harris not rating him, or is he bedding them in slowly but surely? But when we talk about Saville, Denor's minutes this season, you need to have other options. I couldn't help but feel personally, by the way, Billy Mitchell should have and could have been a difference in that game if he was available. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think I'm not sure if it's a thing he doesn't rate Kelly or doesn't rate Massey. I think it's just a thing of trust. And I mean, if you look at last season, Denor hardly played a game in Harris' side in money because he knew that he trusted Saville and Mitchell, and we were getting results. He stuck with him. And he's obviously a sort of manager. If it's not broke, don't fix it sort of approach. And he likes it. If he likes a pair, and he sticks with it, and that's fine. It's largely worked. It caught us out the other day though, when obviously then Wintle can't play, and then obviously Mitchell's still injured. So it's maybe a little bit naive from Harris, I guess, to not be giving Kelly more minutes. But I don't think it's anything to sort of read into too much. I think they'll be given a chance when they're ready for a chance, when they've earned it. When that time comes, who knows?
I think Wintle in particular, I reckon, is going to probably feature tomorrow. I reckon we'll also talk about the game tomorrow in a bit more detail a bit later on. But we are short, especially in them wide areas as well. I feel like to make a difference on the games. But you've got players like Aziz that could come and make an impact. It was non-existent, but I think it was a victim. All the players were just a victim of that second performance, weren't they, Frank? It was just. I'm lost for words. I guess we'll come on to the contentious part that everyone spoke about in the aftermath on Spaces. Harris kind of cited and criticised a little bit the young players, and the only young player to feature was Essay on Tuesday night. What's your take on that, Frankie?
Well, I mean, the first. Go on, comment.
Sorry, I think it's bollocks. Essay has been probably one of our best players the last so many games, and if he had if it was a slight downturn, then. That's all it was. Don't fucking dig the geezer right out because of it. What? Because him and Lenny, and Lenny is an old time player there. So what? You're going to back Lenny over Essay? Essay's going to get you 10, 15 million pound, 20 million pound into the club. Leonard's going to get you fuck all apart from maybe a trip to a fucking hospital. So really, you should be showing a bit of loyalty to the younger players as well as the older players. Really. Am I wrong?
Do we think Harry's comments? Please. Do we think the stop now? Whatever you just did.
What?
There's just the feedback stopped suddenly. There, whatever you did, whatever you just pressed, you done something there. Done it anyway.
Done.
Do we think the comments were actually a dig at SA though, or was it more so saying why he hasn't brought the youngsters on? We've spoken about Kelly. Like, I think it's more so to do with just a general comment than I thought it was a bit of a throwaway comment as opposed to it being a criticism of SA. I felt. I don't know what you think, Frankie.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, guys, get in the chat what your thoughts are, because it'd be interesting to see sort of where the majority lie on this. But I genuinely didn't read it as a dig at anyone. I thought I read it as sort of you're going to be giving we're going to need feedback again.
Yeah, I'm muting him. Go on.
We're going to need the young players next couple of weeks. It's going to happen. So you've got to be ready, and you've got to make sure when the time comes and when you're getting minutes, then take your opportunity. And I think if I was someone like Kelly hearing that, whilst you might be a bit frustrated where you are so far, if I'm sitting there thinking, actually, I know in the next couple of weeks, if I can earn my spot, I will get minutes. Surely that's music to some of these young players' ears. If you're hungry for it, if you're obviously not, then it's a problem. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I didn't read it as a dig at young players at all, to be honest.
I didn't either.
Maybe poorly worded. Don't get me wrong, but a dig. I'm not convinced personally.
I think a comment here from where was it? From Paul Edmead here.
I'll change mics.
I've lost a bit of respect for Harris after those comments. I mean, like I said, I didn't see it as a criticism personally. I think it's just a throwaway generalized comment that got took out of context. But that happens, I suppose. And then
I don't think it is. I think.
Do you think it was a dig at SA?
I don't know if it was a dig at SA. It was definitely a dig at someone, because what we've deemed to understand now over the last 2 months or so is that Neil's not been shy in coming forward, and because of that, anything he says now, you look for the hidden meaning. I mean, let's be honest. Why the fuck are you putting 2 keepers on the bench unless you're trying to set a message?
Ultimately, I guess regardless of what you think he meant by it, if this many fans think it was a dig, then what we can all agree on is fucking stupid to say it. If
Yeah,
that's not,
100%.
if he didn't mean it, then he's an idiot. If he did mean it, then he's wrong. So either way, it weren't the best of comments, was it? I guess.
Mickey, you're trying to hide the comment away, but what do you think of Dan Riggs' comment here, mate? Why is Mickey giving me retro bus driver vibes in them colours? It's the collar.
It's because, unfortunately, I got home from work late, and by the time I had dinner and we come ready to come on here to do the show, I didn't have time to change. So yeah, and plus I got a cold.
Was the bus held up in traffic then, mate? Or
yeah, mate, the coach was. Yeah.
Prince Ferry was it?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna fucking sleep.
He's going to sneeze. Anyway, whilst he does that, Stephen Bevan, unless Neil starts spending these younger players in soon, he may be in trouble before Xmas. I mean, what's your thoughts? I mean, he's got to start playing more youngsters, I suppose. Kelly in particular, for me, a few of the guys in the chat have said it a few times in here. We've paid 400,000 or 300,000. There's been a couple of comments thrown away here. Why have we paid that money? Dan Briggs again here. Why pay 300k more to get Kelly in ASAP and let him get splitters in the arse or sit on the bench? Mickey,
but he made the point before, didn't he, that you don't know who these players are and all that. When if you look at Gallen's interview was, these are all players what were being looked at before I come here. So there's an obvious that he knew who was coming. He was here in February. Gallen didn't come until July. So unless the scouts were playing, hide a player, he knew who was coming and who they were looking at, because Gallen and the club have said he's been looking at these players were players what were being looked at before. Kelly's played for Celtic. He's a quick player. Yes, he's young, but so was Harris. Harris was young once, and someone gave him the chance, and he repaid it tenfold. He repaid it tenfold to Millwall giving him a chance. So we're in a new era. Fans would probably forgive the new era if, as long as we didn't get relegated, but if we just, bottom half of the table or whatever, mate, and giving the youngsters a good run at it, no one's going to moan. But if you're playing old school and we're there, then, fans are going to get the Let's be honest, that if Bradshaw weren't injured, Langstaff and that wouldn't have a chance at the minute.
You don't know that.
Fuck off.
Put money in, couldn't I?
Don't be a knobhead. It's a fucking odds-on favourite, mate.
I've got a big one.
You know it, I know it, and you know half of those in the chat know it, mate. So
Got a big
I think the thing with Kelly not playing, I think it's quite telling with his interview about Wintle the other week when he said about he didn't expect him to be available. He was sort of surprised that we were able to get him in. Wintle was clearly not part of the club's long-term strategy. Let's be honest.
No, it was Harris's. Harris wanted it.
That is 100% a Harris signing, and every
100%.
single minute Wintle's got probably would have gone to Kelly if Wintle won here.
Yep,
and that is, in my opinion, a bit of a problem because it's so short-sighted. And I get that Neil wants points on the board now, and that's his priority. Get that, but I'm not seeing anything from Wintle that makes me think that he's any better than Kelly in the 45 minutes I saw at Leyton Orient. So.
Is an argument to say that it's still early in the season? I think he should have minutes by now. But Kelly's opportunity will come. If you think about November, December time when there's more games, it's frequently coming at you. He will get an opportunity, right? Sure. I fucking hope so. What should we bet? What should we bet? Let's give some context.
We'll do a charity bet for Charlie Wins charity.
Yeah.
And what we'll do? So I don't know. What do you want to do? A five. A fiver every time he plays. Fucking hell, no, the charity won't get any money. I reckon they get, unless of serious injury to one of the main midfielders right now, I reckon between now and the end of the season, I reckon he'll get less than 5 games.
But the thing is, what I'm saying is I think he'll get a few sub appearances. Surely. He will get some sub appearances. That's what I'm saying. I think between now and New Year's Day, I reckon Kelly's featured at least 5 times, and that could be from the bench, could be starting. I'll take a bet on that with you. Come on, £10 on it, and that goes to charity. Yeah, and if he plays over 5 games, you're donating £10. If he plays under 5 games, I'll donate £10. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries, man.
But if he plays 5,
if he plays at all, mate, then both of us will donate £10.
I think he's going to have to get an opportunity. Surely we've signed him this side of January for a reason. And I think Harris is easy to win, clearly, but it's going to be a time where surely he gets his opportunity to play. Surely.
I think we signed him for a reason at the time, and then 2 weeks after that, a week after that, we signed Wintle, and it put it all to that. Then the things changed.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, against Cardiff would have been the best opportunity, really, to stick him in. Even part game, 20 minutes or so, just give him a run and see what he's about, because he is fast. And you imagine you've got him. You think of the players we brought in and the players we've got. I mean, we got some pace in there, what would have caused Cardiff some problems. They were there for the taking, yet we just didn't want to go for that killer blow.
Mm-hmm. Not bringing him on against Wednesday and Preston was short-sighted. He could have got at least 5-10 minutes in both of them games, 100%. Because if you're not going to play when you're 3-0 up, then fuck me.
I'm not saying it is the end of the world, Dave, at all. But you know what? We just didn't. Someone else said it about there. It's bipolar Millwall. We win a game. We do well, and then all of a sudden, we give you a result what you didn't expect to come from us, considering the previous game. We could have won 10-0 the previous game, and then we suddenly go out and play as if we're lower league fucking pub local team. There is no one better than us at being shit. Well, nearly no one better than us. Plymouth is trying to do a good job of it in a minute, isn't they?
I can't wait for us to win 1-0 tomorrow. Shit house away win, guys. Just saying.
No, that's it. That's it. So
I think, just to start off on Cardiff thing, guys. It is only one game, I suppose, but for me, to what the comment there was, I think it's the second half in particular was the disappointing part. And I expect, and I think there'll be a reaction tomorrow. Whether that takes us to winning away at Hawthorns, I doubt it, but we'll be there, right? I mean, any last thoughts on Cardiff, Frank, before we wrap up and go on to West Brom?
No, I think everything's been said. And I think the last point about not overreacting, sort of, and I think we say this a lot in football about not being too high when you win, not being too low when you lose, sort of thing. As fans, I don't think any fans are all that good at that. But as I said, the world will keep spinning. We'll probably win tomorrow. Just makes all the fucking stupid. So, let's not get too carried away, I guess.
I've resorted to Twitter to get a few nibbles just to cheer me up a little bit.
Well, I'm going to test on there in a minute. In a little while, I'm going to try and test and see if we can do a space on there and bring it into here. But I don't know if it's going to work. So we're trying. I'll set it up in a minute. Hence why I was having the other bit, because that runs it all through it. So
I was but I put a few nibbles up a little bit for my Denor comment. It was me looking for nibbles, guys. I was fuming come full time on Tuesday night. I don't know. We'll move on. We've got West Brom tomorrow. And I guess next is to move on to that. And Frankie's going to tell us all about West Brom, mate. Let's go.
Move on, mate. Did Bailey message you talk about that?
Did Bailey message you after the Saturday?
About the Denor comment?
No. Disappointed.
Make sure you get
Let's not repeat. I don't want to repeat the Denor comment now, because Denor's the love child of everyone. So we'll have to take it easy.
Hey, I got 2 weeks of travel, mate. So, I mean, yeah, West Brom.
Have we got a jingle, by the way, for Frankie yet, Mickey, or what? We're going into Frankie's corner here.
I have got a jingle, but it's not loaded up, I don't think. So yeah, but we can do it this way, I think.
Next week.
Yeah. It's let's have a look. Hang on, one sec.
What are you doing? We're not going to make us wait. You've got it now. You haven't. All right. Here we go.
Frankie, the football star's here. With every fact, he makes it clear. Goals and assists, shots on goal. Frankie's got the numbers, he's in control. Frankie knows every play. He's got the stats to make your day.
There you go, you see?
I feel like I'm watching like a BBC show at like 8 p.m. in the evening with them sort of things.
An Australian pirate.
Piss off.
Yeah, go on, let's go. Go on, Frankie. Tell me about West Brom, please.
Yeah. So, thanks for the intro, Mick. West Brom, they started incredibly well, haven't they? One of the standout sides so far this season, but they have lost their last 2. So, hopefully, we can play that side, and that sort of relatively poor run of form continues, I guess. They've got top goal scorer in the league, and Josh Maja, who has been an absolute menace in front of goal so far. It's been incredible in every game he's played.
How many has he got?
So sorry?
How many goals has he scored?
I want to say 8 now.
Okay, bloody hell.
We've got Tom Fellows, who's playing right wing, called up to the England 21s, keeping Jed Wallace out the side, and he's got the league's most amount of assists. He's got 5. So, in terms of who he needs looking out for, he ain't got to look much further than them 2, really. Yeah, no, they're a good side, West Brom. I don't think that's a secret to anyone. Carlos Corberán's set up. They do like to have possession, but it's not boring, pointless possession like Russell Martin. It is proper football, and they will go long if they have to. So, very, very organised. They've got 4 clean sheets out of 8 games this season. So, a top side, and the best side we've played so far. And if we're not absolutely at our best, then we're coming away with absolutely nothing. So, I mean,
feeling a bit of confidence here, Frankie. I love it.
It does get better. So, in the last 4 games against Millwall, all 4 games have been draws, and the last 2 have been goalless. So, not one for the. If you're going to put a bet on, I think 0-0 is probably the smart money. They haven't beaten us in the last 6 outings, but there's been 4. As I said, 4 draws in that. So, again, that's probably where the smart money is. They haven't scored many goals at home, only 3 goals in 4 home games. So, despite having the league's top goal scorer, obviously away from home. So, yeah, I mean, that kind of suggests that actually we do normally turn up there and come away with something, probably a point, probably 0-0. But I think we'll probably take that right now, I'm guessing. Again, I've
got good memories of them draws, actually. I got Matt Smith scoring, I remember his first goal for the club, I think, or maybe his second. It was one of his first appearances away from home, at least, in the yellow kit. Ballard also scored a good goal in front of us in the light blue away kit as well. And then, the 0-0 last year was a proper 0-0. It was shit, but do you know what? If I'll be honest, we'll get on to predictions in a bit. I'll take a point. Happily.
And Riggs.
No mention of the XG. To be fair, Dan. So,
What's the XG table saying? Out of interest.
no,
XG.
um,
And maybe we'll do it with a little bit of echo and go, damn Riggs, XG.
He's got a lead away. Everyone.
If you were looking at XG, would probably win. But as I said, I don't really. I'm not sure XG is a great stat to look at because you think we win every week and we fucking don't.
Fucking cheat. Mickey, did you write that jingle while writing at the terminal?
And just by the way, the comment here, the last one's come in. Maja's got 7 this season. Come on, Frankie.
Really? Fair enough. Stand corrected.
You're meant to be good with your stats, mate. Sort out.
I made all this up. This is all nonsense. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, we actually we do tend to do well there, but our away form is obviously terrible. Lost 5 of our last 9 and not one away win this season. So in the league, so
we've lost 5 of our last 9. Doesn't feel like it, I'll be honest, but hey,
5 of the last 9 away.
So before we go on to another agenda,
one second, lads. Here still.
No, hang on. I was gonna end up ending so you can hear your thing a little bit better now for your outro, yeah. That's not the right one.
Mickey, sort it out, mate. You're taking the piss here.
I am proper, mate. I don't know why.
Just move on. Come on. We've obviously got the main question is, I reckon, after performance like Tuesday night, what kind of team are we expecting tomorrow? Is where I'm going with this at the moment. Why changes? I mean, Sean Hutchins added to the injury list, guys. It didn't feature. He was on the bench on Tuesday. He wasn't on the bench on Tuesday. Thoughts on Sean Hutchins being injured, Frankie?
I don't want to see him playing anyway. I think, honestly, from what I've seen from this season, I think what does concern me is that you think we were going to let Harding go. I mean, fuck me, thank God we didn't, because who are playing there?
Does he?
No, he don't.
That's the problem.
I know it's non-league. We've got a Cody at Sutton winning their Player of the Month, I think. So
get that call, by the way. Mickey, again.
I know. It's okay now.
Okay. Stop playing around with it. Fucking hell. Sort it out. Listen, mate.
In a minute. I'm going to put the space
here. Professional here. And listen, don't make me come over there. I'll fucking hell. See you can't.
See you fucking mug.
You want to come here? Come on in.
Come
on in, you fucking skin-fade cunt. I'll slap you all over Peckham, you bitch. Think you're hard, don't ya? You slag.
Come on, mate. Bring it. Let's go.
What we were talking about.
Anyway, changes. Listen, okay, so Hutchins injured at the moment. So I suspect centre-half will stay the same. We'll get on to that in a minute. Are we going to maybe see Aziz get a start? Are we going to maybe see Ivanovic get a start? So let's go through it. Who's going to start in goal? Mickey's got a couple laughs. It's Matey's day, guys. Well done, everyone. Don't you see? If you laugh, he's going to do it more. And here we go. Do it. Go on. Yeah, you see? I told you. I'm predictable.
Won't at all.
Anyway.
I'll read the comments out like this.
Go on then.
In goal will be Jensen.
What's that? In goal will be Jensen.
Okay. Well, give us your team whilst like that. Who's right back, Mickey?
O'Brien. No, O'Brien. Fucking O'Brien. Brian. Joe Bryan.
That's left back, not right back. Left back is Joe Bryan. Okay. Who about right back? Who's your right back? Hello? You still there?
Hello. Yeah, I'm still here. Don't be a cunt. Honestly, I would put Danny Mack.
Okay. And what, you drop Leonard?
Yes.
Okay. What about centre-half pairings? Who would be centre-half? Tanganga. Can you say Tanganga whilst your voice is like that, please?
Tanganga.
Tango.
I'll have Tango and Kuba.
Okay. And what about your midfield? Midfield 2?
It's going to have to be Saville and Denor. They've been great. But I would probably bring on a couple of the others maybe and swap them probably about, 65 because you're not going to be able to get Saville every game from now to the end of the season without him breaking.
Okay. And who would you have? Who do you have in the 10, mate? Honeyman's at the moment the choice there. Do you reckon he's going to continue?
I would play Langstaff.
Okay. And who do you have on the right and the left?
I would have Esse and Femi, and I would play the Serb just in front.
Nice. I like it. Can you go back to normal voice now, please?
I'm getting quest now. Andrew Roberts. No, I am your father. And Toolbuyer says I sound like Frank Bruno, so I need to be Bruno.
Right, fuck that off, you cunt. Let's go. Let's go back to normal.
It's okay.
All
I'm
right.
back.
I'm getting
What?
feedback from you again, mate. Sort it out. You're just taking a
Okay,
piss.
stop.
It's too much. It's too much. I can't deal with this. You're lucky you ain't going tomorrow because I saw you, mate. Oh, gosh. Anyway, Frankie, what's your starting 11 for tomorrow, mate? And chat, can you get your comments in of your starting 11 for tomorrow, please?
Yeah, let me know if you want me to carry on with this just to piss Omar off.
My 11 for tomorrow. Do you remember last season after we lost against Rotherham and Huddersfield, and Harris come out saying, "I'm going to make changes," blah blah blah. You see a different side for Leicester, and then we played the exact same 11. We were all sitting there going, "What the fuck is going on? What is he doing?" And we won 1-0. So I think tomorrow's going to be unchanged again, mate.
Do you really think it'll be unchanged?
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. What is that? What I would do? I don't know.
Give us what you do. What would you do if you was Harris?
I'd probably put Danny McNamara on for left back, just so we got a better 1-1 defender.
Yeah.
I was tempted to whether I'd take Honeyman off. I'm not sure, but I'd probably stick Honeyman into midfield to plan 4-3-3. Just make a bit more, just sort of dominate midfield. Be hard to beat. And if you want to then go forward and put Honeyman back in the 10, you can. That's what I would do personally. I
would go with. I'm getting feedback again from Mickey because it's doing my fucking Sweden. So cheers, chat, for encouraging his behaviour. I'd have Jensen in goal. I'd have McNamara left back. I think Brian probably he was good on Saturday, but I think like you said, 1-on-1 defending. His fellows play on the right. If I imagine that, he's keeping Jed out the side, isn't he? Like you said. So
right wing, yeah.
I think I'd probably encourage McNamara at left back personally, and then have the same everywhere else in that back four. So Leonard right back, Cooper and Tanganga. I would play Saville and Denor. It has to continue because you don't want to throw Kelly into deep end for a game like that, I don't think, personally. I would play Esse and Honeyman and Watmore and probably start the Serb just to mix it up and be something different. I think away from home, we're going to look to try and hit him on and have that target. He holds the ball up really well. And I think probably an argument to have him in there. You could maybe take out Honeyman and go for Langstaff playing in the 10 or have Langstaff on the right. I think you can mix up between the three. Like, it doesn't have to be fixed and three behind the striker. But I would really like the Serb get a chance tomorrow. I think it's one of those games where away from home, you're going to have to get it up to the big Serb, but get him to hold the ball up, get players in behind him running on. Almost Harry Kane-esque when he plays for Bayern Munich. I'm not comparing the two, but that sort of thing. We got players bombing on past him after he holds the ball up. I would like to see it given a go. And I think tomorrow could be the opportunity for that because they're going to keep a lot of the ball and put us under the cosh, West Brom. They're going to be at home. Going to get asked a lot of questions defensively, but then to have that outlet to kind of aim for up top, I do think it will suit Ivanovic's game from what we've seen of him. I could be completely wrong, but that'll be what.
Sorry, would you still have Honeyman in the 10?
If I put the Serb in, I maybe would consider taking out Honeyman or putting Honeyman in the midfield too and having maybe Saville and Honeyman. I like Denor, but I will come on to it if you want. My only criticism of Denor is without the ball, we struggle. He struggles without the ball. And we're typically a side that doesn't normally dominate possession. If you put him in a possession-based team, he probably would be one of the better players. And he still is one of our better players. I will admit to that. Technically, he's a very good footballer. Mm-hmm. I just, at times, without the ball, like, Denor suffers in this side with that, in that sense, out of possession. And I know it's more about what we do with the ball when we have it. But we're kind of a side that relies on. We missed Mitchell's legs in the midfield for one. I really do think especially with the Denor combo. So then there could be an argument to say maybe you consider putting Denor and Honeyman or Saville and Honeyman in the midfield too. But then you miss the height, don't you? Because if you take out Saville's height, You got Denor and Homer there as a midfield too. It is quite a small midfield too. So I don't know.
Nick Sims says start Kelly ahead of Sav. Kelly and Denor.
Not seeing enough of
Yeah.
Kelly's.
The only reason I asked about what you would do with Honeyman is if you're going to take Langstaff out and put Serb on, and you're not going to have Honeyman, we aren't going to press the ball high up the pitch like we have done at all.
No.
That press is not going to happen.
Press would be a game for us,
It might be a problem. That might be the way to go to get 3 points.
Yeah.
But we would be going away from what we've done so far. That's been successful this season if we do that.
Why not put the Serb up front and put Langstaff in the 10 position with
Or have
Femi?
the two on top together if you want. Go for it.
Well, Harris is never going to play 2 up front, is he? So it's probably an easier option, and I think Langstaff will probably play the 10 quite well. They put him in the 10, put Serb up front, and then there's a like with Langstaff just behind him in the 10, and then put Femi on one side and Essay on the other. Massive pace, plus Langstaff what can move with the ball, and then have the Serb to take the shot next to the goal. I think you'll probably get goals then from all angles, all 4.
What do you make of this comment? Obviously, Sav needs a rest off for international duty. That is something we keep saying Sav can't play 3 games in a week. He can. He's still 31, 32. But maybe you could say it's sometimes mistakes creep in or performance starts to dwindle. He's off for international duty as well, Frankie. I mean, good on him, playing for Northern Ireland and all that stuff. And I think he's got 50-odd caps for them now, if I'm not mistaken. He's a prominent feature in their side. But he's not getting an opportunity to get a rest, is he? Especially with relying on him so heavily at the minute. Yeah,
he won't. And obviously, we need to. But the problem is, I don't know who would come in. And I know we can sit there and say Kelly, but I think there's a risk that if you put Kelly in there, particularly in the weekend, he's going to absolutely eat alive, and then suddenly he doesn't look like he's cut out for this level. Mick, just to touch on something you said earlier, mate. I think you're probably right, but Harrison will never play a front 2. Why though? Because this is a player where all his best years were played in a partnership. And his best ever side was with a partnership. So if he's now dead against, and the reality is, it only really started going wrong for Harris at Millwall the first time when we went to 1 up top, 1 in behind, and then 2 wingers. So why would he do that?
I've got no idea. I'm not going to try and answer. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm not going to try and answer what he does.
You're doing my Sweden.
But my question to both of you, and obviously to those in the chat, it's a question what was thrown to me earlier, and it's a question which I thought was good. Is if Harris right now wasn't Harris and it was another manager, i.e. the one who left who can't be named, or Edwards, or Holloway, or someone else, would they be getting absolute dog shit abuse now, or would they not? And do you think that Harris knows that he gets a free ride to a degree, and he's taking it? Because I mean, you think Edwards lost 9 games or had 9 games with bare win, and he was hammered out of the club. The one before him again was the same, but Harris seems to be getting a free ride.
It's only been 8 games. And I'm getting feedback from you. I'm muting you to do my fucking head in. I think it's only been 8 games. I reckon by November time is when you're going to know where you're at. And if we're underperforming by whatever metric we hold that by, then fair enough. Then the question has to be asked, does Harris still continue? All that sort of stuff. But it's been 8 games. But the trouble is we've not played weeks at a very good side yet. And tomorrow is that test. So, listen, I don't disagree. It's been poor at the minute. It's been up and down, up and down. We've had performances. Tuesday was the first time performance went out the window. So, I don't know. I think
Edwards got shit after 9 games, 8 games.
It was
we had 2 wins in 9.
It was the nature of the performances as well, though, at times. He had that 3-game spell over Christmas every year. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we had 3 games over Christmas where we looked out of our skin. How many games this season have we looked dog shit, and how many games have we actually looked great?
One game in the league. One game in the league dog shit. One game in the league.
Also, to give some balance, it's not 9 games because he took over when Harris took over last season. He did save us, and that's got to give him some credit in the bank. Whether he's a legend or not, that's got to count for something in it. And I think it rightly is counted.
Listen, I'm not Harris Howell. I'm just saying. I think that there's been,
It's a good question.
It was a question what was posed to me, and I just wondered about it, and also the fact of. I'm not saying he isn't a legend, and I'm not saying he shouldn't be here and everything else. But I did say before he come in that Harris is the man to take us to war, but he isn't the man to take us forward.
But what's the expectation this season? To be realistic, we've had an upheaval of the summer, a lot of new signings.
Finish
If we
20th,
finish-
I'll be happy. Finish 21st, I'll be happy.
So then, if Harris is going to take us to that, we're happy. Why change him? Why? I think inevitably, if we don't, he's got a free hit this year. Free rides get used in the chat a fair bit, and I know you said that as well. But like, I think it's a free hit because to the extent where as long as we're not dog shit, which we haven't been dog shit. Dog shit means not having a single chance. That was the second half on Tuesday, barring that chance at the end. There's not many games like that this season. We've been playing teams and giving them a game. And there will be games where they come to the den and it will be a whole conundrum. We don't win away from home, but our home games will carry us out of it. I think he deserves the chance just to have the season or wait till a manager comes available to club one. Maybe it needs to. The thing is, sorry,
most people are agreeing with me.
If we're not performing, ultimately, you shouldn't get the season because it will get to a point like it did under our previous managers where suddenly it becomes win at all costs and then we've got to do what we've got to do.
I don't think he'll be here next season.
But even then, though, look at the squad we had. I think the Lion Blues just literally touched on what I'm about to say. The last comment there. That game at Sheffield Wednesday with a whole plethora of options to choose from the bench, right? And now look, it's been dwindled down like that within a couple of weeks. Like the squad is not. There's injuries everywhere. I think after the international break when Mitchell's back.
All right, question: If we had won against Cardiff, that wouldn't be a conversation.
Exactly. Football changes so quickly.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that we're sitting there going, look, right, you're saying, oh, he hasn't got anyone to choose. But while we're winning, he's got loads. We brought 10 players in. Yeah, Coburn and Scaling are injured. Yeah, probably long term. But there's enough players there for him to play. He just needs to play them. And the problem is he doesn't trust them. And let's be honest, if Bradshaw was still here, he would be playing him and we would be in fucking worse trouble than what we are now. He'd be playing long ball, over the top football to a midget up front who can't score. And players like Langstaff and the Serb wouldn't be getting on.
Mick,
it's one game. It's one game, guys. Like
it is one game, but do you know what I mean? It's how many times when he kept playing Bradshaw week in, week out, were we going, Langstaff needs to come on. Langstaff comes on, and 2 games he's played, he's been fucking man of the match nearly.
All we could say because we hold him back like we did last week, he managed him better, and then bang, he's in the side.
Mick, to answer your original question, mate, do I think he's getting a bit more leeway because of who he is? Which I like, if I'm interpreting that question correctly. Yeah, I disagree.
I think he gets more criticism. I think he gets more. Sorry to interrupt you, Frankie. I'll let you finish, but I think he gets more criticism because of who he is. But continue.
No, I think because of who he is. I think if we'd started the season like this under the previous 2 managers, I think there'd be massive concerns. But to caveat that, if we are giving him a little bit more time and scope to get things right because of who he is and because of what he's done last season, I don't think that's particularly a problem. I think he's earned that right. And I said, I'm a Harris fan as a player. I'm not his biggest fan as a manager. I've been quite open with that in previous pods, but I think you need to give him the opportunity. And my other concern is if you get rid of him now, and I know no one's saying get rid of him, I'm just not seeing who else comes in right now and does a better job.
No, I don't either, but I don't see. I mean, where is it? Dan Riggs there says, okay, is Harris putting himself in the shop window? For what? I don't think he'll be going to another championship club. Don't forget, when Cav went after him, he was in a League 2 club.
League One.
League One.
If he keeps us up this season,
Cambridge is League 2, wasn't it?
No, League One. If we finish mid-table this season, say we finish around 14th,
yeah,
and then he goes into the season, and next year there's a promoted side that are down there struggling and need points on the table, he would get a championship job because he's proved that he can do it.
So why went he in the championship job? Why did he go Gillingham League 2 and then basically League 1 to what's it? Why is he the only managed to have played in all 3 leagues last season when he came in?
I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot of circumstances around why he ended up at Gillingham that he was probably naive to take that job on in the situation they were in, and then found himself a League Two manager, and he then found himself working for a bit of an idiot. So I think there's a sort of extenuating circumstances there, and then he took on the Cambridge job, and he was going to keep them up, or he gave them the points that then kept them in the league. So, I mean, yeah, I think, but people would only take him on in the Championship if they're in the exact same situation we were in last season, where they're sitting there going, we are up against it, we're in a shit, and we need something to change now. And I think someone would give him a job. End of the day, he didn't do a bad job for Cardiff.
Get that kind of comment out from Toolbuyer. A new comment of welcome to the show, but whatever, whoever you are. I'm not defending him to the hilt. I am actually. I am. I'll admit. I'll say
You are.
but we've not been bad. We haven't. It's only 8 games into the season. Judge us after 14, 15 games. And if 14, 15 games in, we're not up to the standard the club are holding up to what we want, then Harris goes. That's fine. But we've had one terrible performance this season, and then a lot of individual mistakes that we could have cut out, and we did cut out for the majority of games that we've played. Since Tanganga came back in the side, we've not conceded anywhere near as many goals we did at the start of the season. I just think, look, we've got the real test will be from tomorrow onwards. The fixtures are starting to ramp up, and then it will be kind of, can we do it? You know, we've got Luton coming up soon. I'm pretty sure. We've got teams not Luton. Sorry, we've got West Brom tomorrow, but we've got other games coming up in the future. The chat's getting mad now. Dan, you need to stop this comment, mate. He touched me. All right.
Listen, right. The thing is, right.
Continue.
Last season, right, we had people in power who didn't really focus on, what was benefits for the club, etc., etc., etc. And Harris now has got Gallen and whatnot come in and gone, right, this is the new focus. This is where we're going. And, this is the way forward. He could have jumped on that with both hands and thought, you know what, I've got an opportunity here to play youth, bring you through, speak with Scott Fitzgerald, see what youth is there, have a rotation of youth, see what's there, start moving players forward. Then, yeah, great. I mean, what do you call it?
What does that do for Harris, mate? So say he does that, he does exactly what we think he should have done there. We think he should play youth and fully get on board the project, and he loses his first 6 games. We don't score a goal and we get sacked. He then definitely doesn't get a championship job. So he has got to protect his own self-interest a little bit.
Yeah. Look, right. The thing is, look at what happened. I mean, there's a thing going around, the secret scout, what's saying Arsenal complete move for the under 15 winger, Joshua Cisse. Yeah, that was done last year. That deal was agreed last year, and we got £100,000 for it. A player what Arsenal wants with the old guard sold him. That player could be, if he's that good that Arsenal wants him, he could have been pretty much being brought closer to the first team, and we do. But we used to we had no breakthrough. So players look at us and go, do you know what? I've probably got more chance of maybe getting noticed going to Arsenal. I'm not going to get through until this season where SA has started getting game time.
I think it's tricky, mate, because I think they probably go to Arsenal and then they get paid more money. And if you then fail at Arsenal, you then drop back to a Brentford. Whereas if you fail at Millwall, where'd you go?
No, but I totally agree with you.
At the league.
But if you've got no reason of a pathway, then Dan Riggs is really on it tonight, isn't it? Stevie Wonder could have had a football team, and C. Harris isn't going to get another championship job.
He's on me. Listen, because me and Neil Harris, I love Neil Harris. I do love Neil Harris, and
we all love Neil Harris.
I love
everyone in the chat loves Neil Harris.
My love of him went up even more after last season. The way he kept himself, the way he came in, turned it on his head. I love the fella, and he gets this season as a write-off, providing we're not in a position where we look like we're going to go down.
Dean, it's not. No, Dean, it's not. It's not Neil's brief. That's the director of football. I think in the chairman's brief is that we're going to consolidate our position and finish maybe mid-table, but we're going to start reducing the average age. Because
that's his brief, though. Harris's brief is to get this consolidate.
Yeah, but he's not one bringing in the players. He's got to look at playing, but it's Gallen's job to bring in the players, isn't it?
Well, I've got a question for you two then. So in the next 4 games, so between now and the last game of October, we've got West Brom, Derby at home, Plymouth at home, Swansea away. How many points do we need from them 4 games for Harris not to be in a hot seat? Because I think we need at least 6 points in them 4 games. And I think if we get anything less than 6, I think we're then sitting there looking at the bottom half of the table, and then I'd be concerned.
Yeah.
What's the next game? Sorry, say that again.
West Brom, Derby at home, Plymouth at home, Swansea away.
And then it's international.
It's international.
It's in there somewhere, yeah.
But if you extend, I think, look, by November international break, the question's got to go, you know, that is a case of what is next afterwards, you know. And I think you got up till the Stoke game. That's a good chunk of games there. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games after West Brom tomorrow. By November international break, so that's 6 games, 4 of them which are at home. I think then you ask the question of if we've not got a minimum of 9 points and won at least half of them, then it does ask the question of Harris, I suppose. But if you win one, lose one, win one, lose one for the rest of the season, you're going to be mid-table. And I'm content with that this season. That's kind of where I think we'll be this season.
So you think between now and Stoke on the 9th of November, if we have at least 9 points, he'll be in the job? Yeah?
Yeah.
If you... Yeah, maybe. The reality is, if we get to Swansea and we haven't already got at least 6, there is no way we're going to beat Burnley, Leeds, and Stoke.
Agreed.
Agreed.
I think you got to give him to at least that November international break, where then you can assess on what our season's been as a start. Performances have been good. They've been good performances, enough encouraging signs to suggest that we're doing all right.
Yeah, they have, and I think, and this is where it's hard, because I said I'm a bit on the fence back, Neil Harris, and I find myself a little bit surprised at how often I defend him, particularly in the group chat, because I'm not his biggest fan as manager, but he's got to be given an amount of time, and I'm not sure when and at what point, if points don't start coming on the ball and start to get a little bit twitchy, and then pull the trigger, and ultimately it might be that something happens in the league, like Coventry sack Mark Robbins or something along those lines, and that then makes you think, do you know what, fuck it, he's a better manager, so we'll go and get him. Who knows? Football's a cutthroat world, isn't it? Mickey, you're on mute, mate.
It is.
Would you want him after he's obviously not really performed there?
Mark Robbins,
better players,
yeah, he's one of the best managers in the league.
I love Mark Robbins. He's a good manager.
They would be out of their mind to get rid of him.
You sit there and go, he's a good manager, but he's not doing that good at the moment. He's potentially on the verge of getting sacked.
League Two to the Championship, mate.
League Two to FA Cup semi-final when they were second, a rob from a game against in the FA Cup final, mate. He's a quality manager.
He walks on a cloud up there, mate.
He doesn't. He did, but I think even them are questioning him now.
We're football fans. That's what happens, mate. We're no different. We had Gary Rowett, there you go, I say his name. We got him 4 seasons in a row top half finishes, and we still hunted him out in the end. It's just how it works in football.
Yeah, look, Nick has put a question. Do you think Harris should be here at the end of the season?
End of the season or start next?
End of the season.
At the end of the season.
After the last game, will he leave?
I think when his contract.
I think he'd leave. And there a rumor flying around that he told someone that he wouldn't be here next season or something. I can't remember where it was. So, there was something going around. I can't think.
I think he will be here until the last game.
What is it? And if he achieves his brief, he will leave. I think if he one way or another, he'll go.
He won't be here next year.
I don't think he leaves for the last game of the season. If that's the question, is he going to leave for the last game of the season? No, I don't think he will. I think he won't get sacked either before the last game of the season. I think he'll be here come May, and then he will leave.
Is Gary O'Neill a Millwall fan?
I've heard this rumour a few times, and I've actually spoken it myself, actually. But I've heard he's family of Bermondsey, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I've heard that since back in his Portsmouth days.
Like Ben Watson, obviously he's Bermondsey boy. Anyway. There's a few. We should probably do a show where we try and find out, based on location, a Bermondsey 11 of who could have played for Millwall. Ben Watson, Gary O'Neill, there's a few. I think Josh Kiwoma.
Michael Barrymore.
David A.
Who else?
Alfie
Damien
Darling.
Lewis, isn't it? Or Daniel Day-Lewis, even.
Anyway,
Samuel L. Jackson.
Who was the bloke from In Between Us with Mill fan?
Blake Harrison.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a Birmingham boy though.
No, but he's a Millwall fan. So yeah. Right then, put your prescriptions. Yeah, put your prescriptions in the chat. Put your predictions in the chat. Let's go. Max Bygraves. Max Bygraves weren't a Birmingham boy, was he? Tommy Steele was. Michael Caine. Not a lot of people know that. I am Michael Caine.
Mark Kane.
Yeah, if he's born in Rotherhithe, then that's Rotherhithe, isn't it? It's not Bermondsey. Come on. Don't start wars.
Get score predictions in, guys, as Mickey asked. What do you think the score going to be on?
Come on,
tomorrow?
come on.
Score predictions. Come on, let's go.
Everyone who puts a prescription, everyone who puts a prediction in right now, within the next 3 minutes, I will pick one of you to win a Sunday morning cup.
Does that include me and Omar?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want one. Come on.
I've got to join it on YouTube now.
You got a joint? What?
If I want to put it in the chat, mate, I've got.
There's my prediction.
Come on.
There's my prediction. I'm going to shit out it. I'll go first. I'm just going to say it anyway. I'll put a comment in there. I think we're going to win 1-0 tomorrow. I really do. I think we're going to shit out a 1-0 win and be worth the trip. There you go. I think it's going to be a Jake Cooper 1-0 Millwall. We're going to score from a set piece just to add salt to the wounds. It's going to happen. I can feel it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I expect a retaliation tomorrow. I really do. Reality,
Yeah.
that's me talking after a few cans of Stella, by the way, 1-0 Millwall. But
Yeah.
I've got to be positive. My head says we'll probably lose, but I'm going to go 1-0 Millwall, Jake Cooper. There you have it.
Maybe. We'll wait and see. But yeah, get your comments in. Come on. And
I'm going to do mine quickly. I think it'll be 1-1.
All you need to do is make a comment. Put the score up, and you will get entered into the draw. You got 1 minute left, and you'll be one of the first people, well, the first person to have a Sunday morning, that Millwall podcast on a Sunday morning, thermal cup to drink your tea when you listen to Jay on a Sunday morning. Might be me this weekend, actually. But yeah, on a Sunday morning. So yeah. And someone answered right at the beginning, what's happened to Sunday Night Live? Unfortunately, someone decided to try and be funny and come in before us on a Sunday night. And that's not cricket, but I'm not going to be, we're not going to be competing and expect you to watch, an hour of someone else's show and then maybe, an hour, 2 hours of our show on a Sunday night and get yourself untold amount of grief. So we just thought we'll make it more interactive and we'll do a space. And hopefully now we've got the software you listened to me talking about earlier, and we'll be doing YouTube and space so that you can come on and talk about it. I will send you a link in a minute, Chris, to do it because I'm in the process of setting up a shop. So yeah, bear with me. Don't worry. Right, are we ready? Let's hit the giveaway. There's only 23 of you in there.
And also, if you're watching, there's 60 of you watching. Like the video, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
You guys put a comment there, guys. Hit the like button. 12 is.
So you've got right now. You've got a 1 in 23 chance. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Whoever wins, including if it's one of you two, you get to keep the prize. Paul Edmead, you have won yourself a cup. Get in touch. Either DM us on Twitter or drop us an email at info@thatmillpodcast.co.uk. And fuck it, I'll do one more. Go on. Who's won? American Rover. There we go. American Rover has won a Millwall podcast coffee mug, and or whichever one you want. But yeah, there's 2 mugs, and I don't mean the guys who are sitting next to me.
Love you too, mate.
No, I love you too. So yeah, why have you changed the screen? Why have we gone back like that now?
You've just clicked on it, mate, after you've stopped doing projecting. That's why. It's this one you want. Thank you. That's the one you want.
Okay, thanks very much. So yeah,
You're welcome.
guys, hit the like button. Yeah, keep hitting the like and go. Yeah,
But I've not had your predictions for you guys yet. What's your prediction for the game tomorrow, Mickey?
3-0.
3-0 Millwall.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like the confidence.
Only because I can't be doing with listening to you all the way, on the way home, texting me, moaning about how shit we were. So yeah, we got to win. Because then
New goal scores, mate.
I don't listen to Langstaff and SA.
Langstaff would tell you.
Yeah, Langstaff and SA. Yeah.
Okay. And then Frankie, what's your predictions for the score tomorrow, mate?
1-1.
Sorry?
1-1.
1-1. Who's getting the goal for Millwall?
Don't know.
Nice. There's about 1,200 of us going in tomorrow. So, yeah. Drop there, guys. See me for a beer. Let's get a beer.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
And it's just get a beer there. Can
I just listen? I'm not smoking anything. I don't smoke shit, but yeah, I don't smoke the real fatna. But it's cold and flu tablets are as you can see now. I'm starting to dwindle now, mate. My eyes feel as if I've just been attacked by South York. Yeah, it feels as if I've just been sprayed by South Yorkshire Police. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those. Do you know what I mean? My eyes are starting to really stream, but no, it's all good. It's all good.
American Rover didn't want the cup, by the way, mate, and now there's the Lime Boost call for another draw.
Thank you. Please give to someone in the UK. Okay. All right. Fine.
Do a question. Shall I do a question for you? See who gets
you
it right?
Didn't give them the fucking answer to your question you did the other week. What you got wrong?
I did. All right. So the first answer to this question, who gets it right, I will. We will give you. Do you get the mug? So there you go. Jimmy Abdu made his debut against which club? And the first answer that's right gets American Rovers Cup. Jimmy Abdu made his debut for Millwall. Yes, which club? First correct answer gets the mug. We lost 4-3 that day. Frank, do you know the answer?
Absolutely no idea, mate.
It's not River Plate.
I'm Googling it now.
There you go. There's your winner. Dan Riggs. Oldham.
Yeah,
we lost 4-3.
Do you know what? Dan Riggs, fuck off.
Okay, Dan doesn't count.
I'm going to give it to Chris.
Football team. That's not the answer, though, is it?
Oh, no, look, there we go. Look, new listener.
Tips.
New listener. And he got it right, so I'm going to give it to him.
So how are you going to give it to him? What do I need to do to get
Nick Sims, either drop us a DM on Twitter with your address or get in touch by email at info@thatmillwallpodcast.co.uk and we'll put you in touch with our prize partner, which is Would Lou Believe It? And they will get you a cup sent out and you will have it before next weekend.
There you go.
So yeah, those of you who won, get in touch and you will get a, where are we? I don't think I've got a, no, I've only got the big ones. So yeah, the image of the big ones here. Omar's story of his life is
what's that?
Not having a big one. So yeah.
Wrap it up.
Oh,
this night. I'm done. I can't wait.
I'm done.
You,
I am going to go get changed and go to bed, mate. Trust me. I am fucked. Make sure you're following across socials tomorrow. There's loads of bits and pieces coming out from us tomorrow. If you see Omar, buy him a beer or make him buy you a beer or make him buy you a beer. That makes sense. Sunday morning, we will be trying something new, hoping that we'll be able to run a space and a live. That goes off from, I think, 10 o'clock. It might be a bit later because I think, no, fuck it, we'll do it at 10 o'clock, I think. Keep watching socials. And, yeah, tomorrow I'll be lively. A few new things coming out tomorrow. Other than that, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you follow. And, yeah, we'll be back in the week.
On that, though, before we finish, sorry, I got stopped by a couple of people on Saturday at the home game. It was great to catch up with you guys. I got told to be more positive by an older chap. I can't remember your name. For love or money, sorry. I got stopped by a woman called Jamie who said they liked the show. So guys, listen, I really appreciate you guys listening. We don't do it for this. We don't do lockdown, and to be honest with you, I wanted to stop afterwards, but Mickey said let's keep going, and we're still there. So we love doing it, and we do appreciate all your comments on a weekly basis. So yeah, keeps us going. So I appreciate it. And if you are going tomorrow, let's grab a beer. I'll be probably in Birmingham from about 11:30, 12 o'clock on tomorrow. So yeah, let's do it.
Oh, giddy up and get away. Oh, we're going Millwall and we're going today. Here we go.